Hello and welcome to BOI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayode. Right after the MD CEO Bank of Industry assumed office about a year ago, he addressed the press conference where he more or less reeled out his vision for the institution. Quite frankly, a lot has happened between then and now in terms of execution. So we begin the show today by taking you down the memory lane, talking about the mission and how well he has delivered on it. Also on the show, we will bring you one of the most remarkable trailblazing achievements of the bank in recent times, that is, earning the International Organization for Standardization ISO certification 9001-2008. But before then, let's take a listen to the MD CEO's first address to the press after he assumed office.
Transformation of BOI has become a national strategic imperative, especially in view of the National Industrial Revolution Plan, NIRP, and the National Enterprise Development Program, NEDEP. Consequently, we are exploring alternative means of funding, such as the following. 1. Continuation of sector-specific intervention funds by the Central Bank of Nigeria, by the Ministry of Agric, and the Federal Ministry of Solid Mineral Resources, and so on. 2. Manage funds from various state governments and HNIs, high net worth individuals. We will also explore the possibility of raising long-term loans at very low interest rates from multilateral through international development institutions. We will also explore the possibility of raising domestic and international bonds. And number 5, other sustainable annuity sources that may become statutorily imperative in the medium to long term. In order for us to execute the foregoing funding program successfully, we must adopt global best practices in the management of BOI.
MD CEO Bank of Industry Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa there on his vision for the institution, and that happened about a year ago. No doubt, 1 year on, it has been an eventful season with several milestones achieved, many thanks to the bank's solid corporate governance, brilliant risk management, and other global best practices that have put several enviable results under the bank's belt. It then didn't come as a surprise when not too long ago the International Organization for Standardization ISO certified the bank with the ISO 9001-2008. That makes the Bank of Industry the first development finance institution with such a certification in Nigeria. It was a well-attended event, and here's how it went.
The agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes, and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro-processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
As the Bank of Industry continues to improve its operational effectiveness in order to offer world-class services to both its potential and existing customers, the bank has gone ahead to integrate its operating system into global best practices. It embarked on an ambitious journey to obtaining the ISO 9001-2008 certification. At the official ISO certification ceremony in Lagos, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, who delivered the opening speech, talked about the bank's journey to obtaining the certification.
Gathered here today to celebrate laudable achievements, which is the attainment of a global certification of our systems and processes. And this is a bank-wide certification. There are companies who undertake particular process certifications, which means that you look at one process of your organization and you then go ahead to institute best practice in that particular area. But what we have done in the Bank of Industry is a total bank-wide systems and process certification. That's what we embarked on. The ISO 9001-2008 is a holistic and total organizational systems audit and certification. It's not a small feat to accomplish. What we want to achieve in this bank is we're in a hurry to achieve it. We want very quickly to institute efficient systems and processes. We want very quickly to be able to kit the bank in a way that operates our businesses based on global best practices so that we can best serve our customers.
The BOI Managing Director explains how the bank was able to achieve this feat.
To achieve this certification, BOI has had to overhaul our processes, procedures, and systems to meet global standards. It was a very rigorous and painstaking process involving every BOI staff and director. My directors here, we know that many times we disturb them with voluminous documents, which they had to review page by page, and sometimes they had to wonder why we had so many documents presented to them at one meeting. And we appeal to them to please bear with us as we try to elevate our systems to comply with global best practices. There were several aspects of our policies and procedures that required significant amendments that had to be reviewed, discussed, and approved by the bank's board of directors. We have instituted bank-wide set of systems and procedures that will ensure efficient utilization of resources and quality service delivery, thereby promoting optimal performance on all fronts. We have established a customer service department for the first time in BOI's history. We have developed and launched a customer service charter. We have held regional customer interactive sessions. We have held staff town hall meetings with all staff across the country. We had sessions in Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, and in Kaduna, the fourth one that was held. We've upgraded our facilities. We've established more state offices. We've upgraded our banking application. We've commenced the automation of our core processes. We've even launched an SME app. We've established an online loan application portal so you can apply for loans from the comfort of your bedroom. And we've established the first of its kind in Nigeria, an online loan tracking system, whereby when you apply for a loan, we give you a code, and with that code, you can monitor the progress of your loan application through our website. At the end of the day, we are very pleased that BOI has finally achieved the objective of ISO 9001-2008 Quality Management System certification, consistent with one of the key strategic objectives under our 5-year strategic plan. We have the honor of being the first and only Nigerian DFI to become ISO 9001-2008 certified.
The MD takes out time to appreciate both the board and staff of the bank whilst assuring clients of better services.
With this certification, our operating paradigm has shifted to a higher level of global standards and best practices. We have embraced excellence and quality in all aspects of our operations. I know that the journey towards this certification has been very demanding. Our staff have been called upon to give more of their times, late evenings, and sometimes even weekends. I want to especially commend and also congratulate all my colleagues, the management and staff of BOI, for a job well done. I'm very grateful to our board of directors for their support, advice, and guidance. Our customers and partners can expect steadfast commitment to customer service and ongoing developmental impact in Nigeria's real sector. You will recall that BOI also in 2014 got a national rating of A- from Augusto & Co., and more recently in June 2015, a national rating of AA+ from Fitch Ratings. We are firmly and surely on the path to realizing our vision of becoming the leading development finance institution in Africa. Thank you very much, and God bless.
CEO DQS South Africa Francois Labouchine commends the management of the Bank of Industry for embracing the international rating and certification.
What is it that we're going to do that is remarkable? Transforming an organization to be remarkable and to be worth talking about is what really is going to make business successful and organizations successful in future. I am very impressed in looking at the management teams and looking at the individuals that I've met in the last hour or so, and I must say that I go to quite a lot of organizations. But one thing that I'm particularly proud in is that we don't have to stand back for anyone in the world. We have organizations in Africa that really makes a difference, and we should stick to that. You, as an organization, will set the benchmark for others to follow. And that's what I really appreciate. So I want to thank you very much for the contribution that you're making, not just in Nigeria, but by being the shining light for fellow Africans and fellow South African organizations. This is a significant feat. There's not a lot of organizations like yourselves that can demonstrate the level of assurance that you have with ISO 9000-2008. I wish you well on your journey ahead, and keep in mind that sustainability is for real. A certificate is not something just on the wall. It signifies respect. Not respect to yourselves, but respect to your board, to your shareholders, to your stakeholders, and to your interested parties. Thank you very much. I would like to make the opportunity to just hand over the certificates, if you permit. And I would like to thank once again everyone who made it available for me to come here today to present to you. Thank you very much.
The ISO representatives thereafter presented the certificates to the bank.
There is proper preparation and success comes. It looks very easy. And that is what I've seen in this journey of the Bank of Industry. Chances are that you don't know what you have in yourself until somebody else has come to tell you, you do have this, you do have this, you do have that. And I remember talking to a few friends about it, and they said, oh no, this is a journey to nowhere. Yeah, they told me this is a journey to nowhere. But as somebody who have the opportunity of working with them as an insider, I think achieving this certification in this record time is phenomenal. I also want to make it very clear to you guys so that you know the value of what you have already. This certification is backed by an internationally accredited organization, recognized by the International Accreditation Forum, DQSUL is a global organization. And so what this means, if you see other bankers, if they tell you we're ISO certified, ask them, does your ISO certification have accreditation? Is it recognized by the International Accreditation Forum? The implication of this grammar I am speaking is global acceptability. The world has gone global. There's no hiding place. There's no justification that this is Nigeria system. This is Nigeria factor. And so those who are bold enough, if you think you can do it, come out and then come dare them and let's see it. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
The two certificates, one is the DQSUL certificate, and we have the IQNet, the International Quality Network certificate. Lawrence, that's for you.
Representing the BOI Board of Directors, Chief Lawrence Osayemi, and the bank's divisional head, Large Enterprises, Mr. Joseph Babatunde, also applauded the move.
The impact that this bank has already made in the economy of this country will continue to be recognized because we are moving. Our target is to be #1 financial development institution in Africa, not even in Nigeria. We are past Nigeria, we are in Africa. And we hope we will get there. And with this certification, like Bessie has put it, we are now a new bride in a new garment. Gentlemen, members of staff, like Dr. Patutomi used to tell us, the reward for good work is more work. More and more people will now see you. The applications will start rolling in, and please continue to sustain the level of competence and achievement. And by the grace of God, we will always excel because this is a celebration of excellence.
Leadership is very, very critical in anything that we do. We appreciate the direction. We appreciate everything that the bank has been able to do in the last, a little over 1 year now. The board of directors and then colleagues and then invited guests. I want to commend all the group heads that we work together to make sure that we are able to meet up most of the requirements. On this note, I want to say thank you and God bless you all. Thank you.
The CEO and the country director of one of the partners in progress, DQS Nigeria, talk about the company's role in helping the BOI to obtain the certification.
To be very open and honest with you, is that you very often get organizations that pursue 9,000 certification purely because someone told them that they have to. In this case, the decision was made to go for ISO 9000 because they wanted to be better. They want to see how the internal processes can contribute to the requirements of their customers, their stakeholders, etc. No one has forced them to go for ISO 9000 certification. The bank went for it because they said that they want to be the best in the world. And that is commendable because not a lot of organizations take that first step and say, it's going to be very difficult, but we're going to do it, and it's going to be in the benefit for the business. It creates consumer confidence. Trust is something that's not easily earned, but very easily you can lose trust. What the 9000 standard does is it really sort of enhances and put the platform in place for the organization to continue to improve. The fact that ISO 9000 makes you more effective and more efficient is a given, and there's case studies that shows how organizations have actually pursued 9,000 in the right way, and they have made major successes within the business. It's also about knowledge management. You know, how reliant are we on individuals in an organization that knows everything? And the real question that we ask ourselves is, document what you do and then do what you document. You can't really fail if you have done and documented what you say you're going to do and then follow that which you say you do on a daily basis.
We did the ISO certification for the Bank of Industry that I've just witnessed. One of the implication of this certification is that DQS does this certification under international accreditation. DQS has accreditation to the DAX of Germany, ANAB of the United States of America, and then UCAS of the United Kingdom. And so we are an internationally recognized certification body with accreditation. And all these accreditations that we represent are members of the International Accreditation Forum. And then you can Google this on the International Accreditation Forum. It's a clearinghouse for all recognized accreditation bodies. And so what this means is that once certified by certified under any of these recognized accreditation bodies, globally recognized. So the adverse implication of this is that the Bank of Industry certification is recognized globally because it is backed by an accreditation.
The CEO, Bank of Industry, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa, is definitely not one to rest on his oars. Right at the occasion, he shares with us the bank's new strategy to supporting small and medium enterprises.
Up till now, we've always spoken about SME finance, SME finance, SME finance, but we really did not have a clear strategy. What BOI has now done is we've now adopted what we call the cluster development strategy, which is what India has used to really transform their economy in the last 10 to 15 years. Now, what is cluster development? You know, SMEs are not the same. So what we're trying to do is to say one size doesn't fit all. We identify SMEs in clusters, SMEs that have similarities because they are doing similar businesses. So which is why we identify agro-processing as a cluster. We've come up with a fund called the Cottage Agro-Processing Fund, CAP Fund, which focuses on our agro-processors. We looked at our movie producers. Nollywood is a segment. We've designed the Nolly Fund to support our Nigerian movie producers. We're about to introduce a fashion fund, you know, for the garmenting and fashion sector. We're looking at textiles. We're looking at furniture. We're looking at aquaculture. We're looking at leather. So we have identified about 30 clusters like that across the country, and we are determined to ensure that we can tailor-make our solutions to each of these clusters. That is where we really intend to create a lot of work for this country. If you are really desirous of doing serious business in any of these real sector clusters, approach the Bank of Industry. We have, in addition to the 7 locations we used to have, we have now established 7 new offices. That has increased our spread. If you cannot come to our offices, you can go to our website. You can apply online. We have an online application portal. If you cannot do that, we have 122 business development service providers. You can get their list on boinigeria.com/BDSP. You can also approach them. They will help you, prepare your business plan, prepare your loan application. They understand what we're looking for, and they can really engage with you. These are the channels that we have opened to ensure that all genuine SMEs can have a window available to them at the Bank of Industry.
The agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro-processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
It's no news that the Bank of Industry thrives on supporting small and medium-scale businesses around the country. That explains why it continues to pursue more innovative ways to make doing business in Nigeria easier and more competitive, whilst improving its own processes, as we saw today. On that note, it's a wrap on the show. Remember, it's not difficult to find suitable funding options for your business. Just visit boinigeria.com. You can also download the BOI SME Loan app from the Google Play Store so that you can start applying for your loan today. If you want to know more on how the BOI Loan app can benefit you, feel free to tweet at me at KAY Alayande, and I'll be more than happy to show you the way. I'm Kayode Alayande. Bye-bye.